Hi, welcome everyone to Growth Hacking 101, the podcast for permanent makeup and SMP artists who want to get the best out of their business. Thank you for joining us. In this episode, we're going to be discussing reviews and referrals. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's tackle this. Okay, so reviews are one of the most important assets in your business. Reviews help customers make buying decisions. They also help with your Google rankings, certain types of reviews, and they've just become an essential for any company now. Not just permanent makeup and SMP artists, but all manner of different businesses. The difficulty with reviews is making sure that you get new reviews consistently. And this is a challenge that a lot of artists encounter. So we're here to talk about how we can overcome this problem. The most important thing with reviews is to form a habit within your business. Make reviews a part of your process. And the first part of that is to make sure that you ask every single customer to leave you a review, but you need to do so in a very specific way in order to get the best out of this. So first question is, where do you want the reviews to be? What platforms should you be focusing on? There are 5 main platforms for reviews. I mean, there's hundreds of platforms out there in the wider business world, but for our industry, there are 5. Those 5 platforms are Google, Facebook, Trustpilot, Yelp, and the BBB. And depending on where you are in the world will determine which ones of those platforms are relevant to your business. So, for example, BBB is very much America and Canada things, the Better Business Bureau, but it's not used in Europe. So if you're not based in the US or Canada, you're probably not going to be wanting to get reviews on BBB. Yelp is another one that has limited use outside of North America. And to be fair, it's an important platform. People will check you out on there, but at the same time, a lot of artists report issues dealing with Yelp, unscrupulous business practices, and so on. But it is something that needs to be on your radar. Trustpilot is more universal. I'm a big fan of Trustpilot. The reviews that appear on there are verified. It's very hard to fake a Trustpilot review. Therefore, people do tend to trust them. And if you feed Trustpilot reviews through to your website, they look great. The design is really nice. But the 2 main platforms, which shouldn't come as any real surprise, are Google and Facebook. But they both serve very different purposes. A Facebook review is good for social proof, and particularly for those artists who are heavily dependent on Facebook for their business. So if you're running Facebook ads, if you're doing a lot of organic posting on Facebook, then having reviews on your Facebook page is super important because it's a natural place for people that find you on Facebook to look. So Facebook reviews in those circumstances are important. Now, Google reviews are important for a very different reason. Google reviews help you with your rankings on Google Maps, but they also act as very, very important social proof. So quite often what people will do is even if they found you on social media, they will then Google your business. And when they put your Google name into a search, it's going to come up with your Google business profile, and it will show them your star rating and how many reviews you have. So Google reviews are really, really important as well. Now, this also depends as well to a certain extent on what industry you're in. So permanent makeup artists tend to be more heavily reliant on Facebook than SMP artists are. So in which case, permanent makeup artists, may be better off maybe looking at Facebook and treating it with a bit more of a priority. Whereas SMP is very much a Google-driven industry. It's a research-driven industry. Therefore, customers tend to spend more time on Google looking for information. So that's where your Google reviews really do come into play. But I can't stress enough that both Google and Facebook reviews are both important for both industries. If you choose another platform, let's say you want to try one of the other 3 just purely and simply for social proof or to be able to publish those reviews on your website, or just purely to differentiate yourself from another artist in the area by having reviews on a different platform that maybe they don't. My personal recommendation is Trustpilot. It doesn't come with the customer service issues that Yelp seem to suffer from. It's more universal than BBB, and it's a great platform, and it's very cost efficient to use. So I would recommend Trustpilot as a third one. Now, the challenge with reviews is quite often the customer is usually very happy to leave you a review, no problem. The challenge is getting them to actually do it. And there's a key thing that almost every artist fails to do. and that is to secure the review before your client leaves your premises. What tends to happen is that retrospectively after the procedure, some artists will send an SMS, a text to the client or a WhatsApp message, or say, hey, can you leave me a review? Or they'll say to the customer as they're leaving, would you mind leaving me a review? And the customer will say, oh yeah, of course I will. Yeah, of course I will. You've been amazing. But they don't actually follow through and do it. And so the key is to get it done before they leave. And there's a very specific way that I would recommend that you do that works really, really well. And I'm going to talk you through that right now. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to go to a website, which is whitespark.ca, whitespark.ca. You need to go onto that website, and you want to do this on a desktop PC. You don't want to do this on a phone. Now, at the top of your screen, you're going to see a menu that says local SEO software. You need to hover over that, and the menu that opens, scroll down and click on Google Review Link Generator. Now that's going to take you through to a page where you can select your business. So I'm going to do mine right now. It'll put the company name in the box and it'll come up with a list. It will search the Google database and just select the business that is your business. And then click on the blue Generate Review link. It's now going to ask you to create a customized short URL. Best advice I can give you here is keep it short and simple, make it really obvious. Don't make it super long. If you have a long company name, try and shorten your company name. And then it's going to ask you to enter your email address and then click on the blue submit button. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to give you a short link, which is yours now. You can copy that link, paste it somewhere safe where you're not going to lose it. And it's also going to give you a QR code. And that QR code is critical for the next step in our process. So grab that QR code, download it. All right, so now you've got your short link for Google reviews and you've got your QR code. If you would rather focus on Facebook reviews, all you need to do is go to your Facebook page, the browser, okay, which will be facebook.com/ whatever your username is for your Facebook page. Okay, so ours would be facebook.com/ Team Micro International, and then do / reviews. Hit enter, and then when the page loads up, verify that it's taking you to the right place, and then copy that link. And then all you've got to do is go to bit.ly, which is a link shortening service, and you can paste that link in and it will give you a shortened version. That's your short link for Facebook reviews. And then if you go to qrcode-monkey.com, you can then use that link to generate a QR code completely free of charge. You have to register an account with them, but it's free of charge. That's how you'll get exactly the same thing for Facebook reviews, if that's what you'd rather focus on. The next step now is we need to build this into the process in clinic. Okay, now this is super, super important, and not everyone is comfortable asking for a review. So I'm going to give you a bulletproof way to do it. Takes a little bit of guts to do it this way, but trust me, this works. Okay, so what you need to do is to create an additional process before the customer leaves your clinic after their procedure. Okay, now the best way to do this is with paperwork. Now, I know that your clients have probably signed their paperwork before you did the procedure. You want to get them to sign something additionally after their procedure, not because you want their signature or you particularly need that paperwork, but I'll explain. So I would knock together a simple form that is a client satisfaction survey, something along those lines. Or it could be a simple signature to say, I confirm that I'm happy with my experience today, something along those lines. But here's what you do. You take the client, get them off of their treatment chair or treatment bed or so on, take them through to your reception area or desk, whatever setup you have. And then what you need to do is you need to have your QR code printed on something, ideally on a desk stand. But if you can't do that, if you don't have that, then have it printed and attached to the wall right near your desk. Okay. Now, what you now need to say to the customer is, I'm just going to sort out your paperwork. I've got something for you to sign. While I'm doing that, would you mind leaving us a review? It really helps our business. And I feel like you've had a good experience today. It'd be really great if you wouldn't mind leaving us a review while I sort this out. Okay. And then either if you have a desk stand, physically turn the stand towards the customer. And if it's on a wall, then point to it. Okay, but it's really important that you do that, because what you're doing is you're setting an expectation that the customer is going to do it. the chances of the customer not following through and giving you the review is very, very slim. Okay. If you do it this way, almost every customer will leave you a review. Now, you then sort out their paperwork, get them to sign it after they've left you the review, and then don't forget, of course, to thank them for the review. Really, really, really important that you follow that exact process, and I guarantee every customer will leave you a review. And that's everything. Now, reviews are, like I said, how you prioritize them is entirely your call. My personal preference is with Google reviews. I'm an SEO guy, so I am biased, certainly, because I see the impact that Google reviews can have on your business as part of an SEO program. Actually, we have SEO clients. We do SEO work for a ton of permanent makeup and S&P artists, and Google reviews is one of the recommendations that we make. Now, something you do need to know about Google reviews, though, is that it doesn't matter so much about how many reviews you have. It is a consideration as far as Google Map rankings are concerned, but what's more important is the velocity at which you acquire those reviews. What you don't want is to get 1,000 reviews next month and then nothing for 3 months after that. You're far better off getting 1, 2, 3 reviews a week, or 1 or 2 reviews a day, depending on how many customers you have coming through, but getting those consistently over time is far, far better for your Google Map rankings. Also, last thing with doing it that way is that you're much less likely to have Google reject reviews, because Google only rejects a review when they feel that it might not be genuine. And getting a lot of reviews in a short space of time is a red flag for them. So guys, that's reviews. Let's talk about referrals. Now, referrals is a big one because it's the best type of business. When a customer comes to you because they've been recommended by somebody, they're less likely to quibble on price. They're less likely to be difficult with you. They're more likely to trust you. So referrals are the best type of business. And of course, you don't have to advertise for them. And it kind of makes us feel good. When somebody recommends you and customer ends up coming to you because of a recommendation, it gives us a sense of satisfaction. So we get referrals all the time for our web design business. We absolutely love referrals, and we know that you guys do as well. So first things first, there are 2 different types of referral. There is a client referral, so a client-to-client referral, and then there is a corporate referral. So a client referral is when one client has come to you, had a procedure, and then they will then recommend you to their friends or to whoever, right? And then that results in somebody else coming to you. That's a client-to-client referral. A corporate referral is when you might have an arrangement with another business to recommend you or to send business your way. And these differ quite substantially in how we set them up and how we handle them. So here are my recommendations. So client-to-client referrals first. So the first thing that you need to know is that incentivizing a client-to-client referral with cash generally doesn't work. And you would have thought it would. If you say to a customer, listen, send customers my way and I'll give you money, you'd have thought that would work. But it honestly doesn't. There are 2 types of client-to-client referral incentives that do work. One of them is if you offer them a discount off of their current procedure. And I'll give you an example of that. There's one particular, that he's an S&P artist. He's based in the UK. And what he does is he has a 3-session process. The 3rd session costs £250. It's the cheapest of the 3 sessions. And he will say to a customer after their 2nd session, bring a friend along to your 3rd. And if they decide to have this done, then I'll waive the £250 fee for your 3rd. And that works really, really well for him. The other type of incentive that can work is if you say to the customer, listen, refer customers to me. And as long as customers book as a result of your referrals, I will take care of your procedures, your top-ups for life. So as long as you keep the customers coming, as long as you keep referring us, I'll just make sure you're taken care of. That can also work really well. The best way to handle client-to-client referrals is simply to be honest. There's no magic formula to this. Simply say to the customer, look, I'm really happy that you're happy. Your brows look amazing. Your head looks amazing. I love that lip color on you, whatever it might be. Look, we're always looking for more clients. As a small business, your support means a lot to us. So if there is anyone else that you know who could benefit from my service, would you mind if I give you 3 business cards to hand out to those people? And, they may well say, oh, yeah. And often they'll start thinking right there and then, oh, my mum could do with this. My sister could do with this. Oh, I've got a friend who could do with this. Often that'll happen. That's the best way to handle client-to-client referrals. There's one other thing that you need to do, and that is that if there is a successful referral, so let's say that client of yours refers another client and they come in and they have a procedure done, you need to get on the phone to the original client and you need to thank them for the referral, because the biggest thing that's going to matter to them is that they're going to want to feel appreciated. So if you go back to that client and say, listen, your friend, your mother, your brother, whoever it might be, came in for a procedure with me today. I just wanted to say, thank you so much for referring them to me. Your support means a lot. And if you want to go that extra mile, maybe at that stage, send them an Amazon gift card or something along those lines, just to show that you appreciate what they've done. It's up to you. Because of course, they feel appreciated, the more likely to continue referring people to you. The second type of referral is a corporate referral. And these are handled a little bit differently to regular referrals, okay? So in most cases, a corporate referral does require a financial incentive. And it's usually because these businesses may already have other referral deals in place, or it might be that you want them to do something within their business to support your business. A good example of this, probably the most common referral type that's set up in this industry, is hair salons and barbershops. So permanent makeup artists might have a poster up in a hair salon. An SMP artist might have a poster up in a barbershop. Quite often what a new SMP artist will do is they'll get a load of posters printed and they'll go to every barbershop in the city and ask if they can put a poster up. Permanent makeup artists don't do this as much, but they absolutely should be. They should put posters up in all these different hair salons. And that poster needs to be really clear as to what it is. Don't overload it with information. It simply needs to be a photograph, a headline, a location, and then an incentive. And that incentive, the best way to do it is to say, quote, this company for a 10% discount. Now, what that enables you to do is credit whatever the business might be, but also give the customer a discount. So you might give Gavin's Barbershop a 10% kickback, a referral fee, and then you'll give a discount to the client. And that's the best way to do that. The thing you need to bear in mind is that you need to be generous with those commissions. So if it's a permanent makeup procedure that's $500, then I would recommend giving a commission of around $100 for that. If it's an SMP procedure at $1,500, then I really do think you need to be looking at maybe $300 or something along those lines. I do see all the time people saying, I've put posters in all these barbershops, it's not working, but the referral that they've offered the barbershop is like a $50 thank you. And that's just not going to incentivize them. If you say to the barber, listen, I'm going to put this poster up. If you wouldn't mind, like if the opportunity comes around, like mention me, talk about me. This is what we do. Show the barber all these photographs, get them on board. And then that barber knows that if they recommend somebody to you, they're going to get a decent commission. And the other thing you need to factor into that, of course, is that the referral partner will only really get excited and start caring about your business when they get their first check or their first cash payment, because a referral program in their mind psychologically isn't real until they see cash in their hand. So your aim is to get them over the line so where they can do the first referral, right? Just the first one, because once you've got your first referral from them, what you do is you go back to their business, you pay them in cash, not a check, don't do a transfer, you pay them in cash, you shake them by the hand, you thank them warmly for the referral, tell them how much it was appreciated, you give them cash. Don't forget to get a photograph of the two of you handing over cash, because then you can use that as part of your story to show other referral partners. This is Gavin. This was one particular time I went round with some cash to say thank you, because it makes it real. Make a big deal of your successful referrals. It's really important. The other way this can work with corporate referrals is with a favor for favor referral program. Okay, so how that works is real simple. You might say, listen, I'm going to send ladies to your hair salon. I'm going to recommend you in return for you recommending my permanent makeup business to your customers. And that can work well. It's a little bit hard to track unless there's an incentive attached to it. I tend to find that card hold cash works better, which is no big surprise. The other way that a referral program can work would be, for example, there are SMP artists who will have a program going with a hair transplant surgeon, but the hair transplant surgeon will request that the SMP artist goes to their premises. So it's effectively subcontracting work more than a referral program, but it still kind of fits within the realms of what we're talking about here. It's still one business recommending an artist, for want of a better way of putting it. So that's referrals. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, we'd really love to hear what you think. Let us know if you've tried any of these tactics, reviews, referrals, and how you get on with them. Let me know if you have any issues creating your short review links, your QR codes, or whatever. And when you start putting them into practice, let me know how your clients respond. It will be really interesting. If you're watching us on YouTube, then please don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment below, and just add all your comments there. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast platform, please subscribe, post any comments that you may have. If you're viewing us on one of the other social media platforms, let us know, drop us a comment. We'd love to get your feedback. That's all for this week. Thank you very much. Adios.